Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Alex Builds. Today we have got issue 79 of Hashtag Partworks Build the Terminator. Okay, so in issue 79 we're bringing all the little parts to the arm that we've built so far and we're putting them all together. Let me show you what we've got to do in this magazine. So these are the parts we get. As you can see, there's lots of little parts in there. There's some ratchet joint parts, bits of the fingers and some other little bits and bobs in there. So we'll flick in the magazine and we'll have a look and see exactly what we've got to do. So there's all the parts there. So that's everything that you should have in that little packet. So first off, we're going to be making another finger. And as I said before in the last few videos, I am going to be doing the Modern Mods fingers straight away. So if you want to watch it with the pins and that, go back in the playlist and you'll find the video where we did the old fingers. Then we're going to be putting this little pin through here, getting it ready, because we're going to be putting this joint onto here. So he wants us to take this back out, and we're going to attach this onto here. And yeah, then we're going to start putting some these ratchet joint parts on, and we're going to be attaching this onto here, and then we can put that part into there. And this is what's going to connect the top and the bottom half of the arm. And then we should at the end have one bit of the arm and a finger. This week's sci-fi cinema legend is Resident Evil. Our real world science is Reanimation Rocks. And what's coming up in the next issue, as you can see, we get the bits to start on the forearm and the bit that connects onto the hand. So as you can see, there's a few parts to do in this week's video. So let's get the parts open. Make sure you get your glue as well, because we are going to need glue for this issue. So let's get the parts open and start building. Okay, so we've got these parts here. These are the die cast parts for a finger. And we're going to start basically attaching the finger parts. So we're going to need to make up some of these Modern Mods, which is one screw inside this like brass sleeve part. So what you're going to want to do for that, I've already done two of them, so let's do the third one together. We're going to need to take one of these, and any size you like, just take a bit of glue and just run it just around the first couple of threads, just on the inside. And that will should help with anything coming loose or anything like that. So we'll take one of these screws and then we can screw it into the top there, all the way down. Take our part, drop it in. When we flip that over, we're going to need two washers to go into over the top of that. So that's number one and number two, just there. We can take our next part and keep it going, putting that onto there, taking a screw, and we can line our screw up onto there. Take our Allen key and screw that down. That's the first one in place. Just like that. And we're going to move on to the next one, which I've already prepared. So we can slide that one in. Two more washers over the top of that. Nice and easy this. Take our next part of the finger. That's going to go over the top. Another screw. And yet again, your Allen key to screw them together. Just like so. That's number two. So the last one we've got to put on is the fingertip. So let's take our part and we're going to slide that into there. Two more washers are going to go over the top. One and two. Remember, when we're connecting this onto the actual knuckle part itself, we don't need the washers. And just take another screw, drop that in the end. And then with our Allen key again, tighten that up. Just like that. So that's what you should have. So now the only thing left to do, as before, I'm not using the finger pins, so the only thing left to do out of that is we're going to cut this open and we're going to take out the fingertip. Right, so I've got my fingertip out, so I can glue the inside of that all the way on the inside. And let's put a little bit around the edge of this part as well, just to make sure. There we are. Now we can take this, remembering it is oval on the end, so it can only go on one way. Push that onto there, and that is another finger complete. Okay, so next up we're going to need this part here. As you can see, we've already attached one of the pistons onto it. Now we want us to open this little bag here, and we're going to take out this little like dowel pin in the middle. Let's cut that one out. Drop it out. There is a little washer in here as well, but it just asks for the dowel pin at the minute, and it wants us to just slot that into there, just like so. So we can sit that just there. Then it wants us to take out this piston part that we put in. So let's take that out. So now we can take this piston part, making sure the smaller of the holes is facing this way and the larger of the holes this way. Slide it over the top, lining up the holes. Then we can take one of the smaller screws, and that's going to go straight down through the middle of all of that and secure this all together. So you want this screw to be nice and flush, just like that, because you don't want it sticking out because it'll catch. Okay, so next we're going to be adding these two black parts. So let's get some more glue onto them. So I'm going to put some dabs of glue all the way around. Do some more glue in there actually. So I'm going to use double super glue straight from the put that onto there. Now we can take this and we're going to put that into there, lower it down into the holes and give it a good push into there. So that's one side done. I can turn it over, with exactly the same on this side. Still got one of them washers lying around, so I'm just going to leave that to the side. Take our next one, exactly the same, apply some glue in some key areas all the way around. And we'll put a bit all the way around these as well. There's plenty of glue on there, that ain't going to come off. Right, so now we can put that in there, and just like before, we're going to spin it round. There we are. I didn't want to go in for a second there, but now it's in there. So we've got one part that side, one part that side, and our pistons attached on either side. Okay, so now we're going to need to bring in our actual arm piece, and we've got to slide these pistons into here, making sure they go in. So that one goes in there, we can slide that down. And now we've got to locate this into the right place onto here. So lining up the holes as we go. There we go. Now this one has got to go into here, so we can pull this back out a little, line up that, and then push that one in as well. So now we've got that all lined up, so that'll give us this piston action like we've got on the other arm. So all we need to do now is secure this in place. So we're going to take a screw in, a washer's got in this side. But we need to take this one first. This is going to just drop. It's got like a notch cut out on either side to help you locate it in so it'll fit nice and flush. So let's get that in the right place. Right, there we go. Push that all the way through, just like that. That should sit in there nicely. And when we turn that over, we've now got a screw port that we can go into. So we're going to take one of the washers and slide that down over the top of the screw, which is an Allen key screw. So make sure you have got your Allen key, which I do have here. I nearly threw this Allen key away after the first time we used it because I thought I'm never going to use that again. But yeah, luckily I kept it. Right, start screwing this all the way down. Remember, the tighter you go, the harder it's going to be to move these joints. So we want it nice and tight, but not too tight that it's going to lock the arm. So I'm just going to go around about there. Then the last bit to do is this part here is going to go into these two ports here. So we're going to need some glue. I'm going to put them in the holes on this one. So one dollop in that hole and another in that hole. We can take this part, and this is going to sit just down in there. and get the holes in the go. And there we are. That's that now into there. And now we can tighten up and loosen that as much as we want. But I think that's just about right. It's stiff enough that it's not going to fall if I put anything in its arm, but it's loose enough that I can still turn it. Well, with that, that is this issue complete. So that's what you should have so far. You should have your shoulder joint on there, your actual bicep part with the 2 pistons, and the actual elbow joint is now complete. And now we're going to start doing the lower forearm. As you can see here, this is the part that goes and attaches onto here. Yeah, so we're going to start with that next. And yeah, we've also done another finger. So here's our hand with our finger on it that we've already done. This one is going to attach probably onto there, next to that one on there. That's it, guys. That's issue 79 of Build the Terminator, all complete. Make sure you come back next week and join me for issue 80. Also, coming up this week, we will have some more DeLorean, so make sure you stay tuned for them. And if you like this video, please leave a like down below. And if you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye-bye.